At the prestigious Rigarden Magical Academy, talent for magic is valued above all else. Will, however, wonders if someone without any magical talent can still advance in this elite institution. To find answers, he ventures into a dungeon to slay monsters, believing that even without magic, he can succeed. Back at school, during a lesson, the professor, Edward, explains how to create sulfur and intentionally calls on Will to perform this simple practical exercise. All Will has to do is conjure a flame, but his incantation, Wingardium Leviosa, produces no results. The entire class erupts in laughter, making Will a laughingstock. Edward is baffled that a student at this academy cannot use the most basic of magics, further insulting Will by calling him a nerd who is only good at taking notes. From the back of the class, Sion effortlessly performs the practical test, demonstrating the stark difference between his magical prowess and Will's lack thereof. The successful display further emphasizes Will's shortcomings. To add salt to the wound, Professor Edward seizes the moment to lecture on the supremacy of magic in their world, declaring it to be the ultimate source of authority, power, and esteem. Edward despises Will, seeing him as unfit to be at the academy, due to his complete lack of magical aptitude. With a disdainful sneer, he suggests that Will withdraw from the academy, believing that someone without magic has no place in their prestigious institution. After the class, the laughter in Edward's scorn weigh heavily on Will. Sion and his friends find it amusing that the only way for Will to stay in the academy is to defeat Small Fry in the dungeon to get extra credit. Suddenly, Colette steps in to defend Will, arguing that he works harder than anyone and won't let Sion insult her friend. Taken aback, Sion starts laughing, mocking the idea that hard work alone will make Will a great mage, let alone someone who can become Magavander. With this, he finally leaves. Colette comforts Will, telling him not to let their words get to him. But Will is used to it. After all, it's true, he can't use magic. With a meek expression, he blurts out that he's lucky to have such a cute girl worrying about him. Colette, trying to stay composed, tells him not to casually say such things. But Will, with a sincere smile, says he was only speaking the truth, causing Colette to blush even more. Suddenly Will is lost in thought, admiring the scenery. The warm light emitting from the sky is home to the most powerful wizards, the Magavander. Long ago, people knew nothing of the sky. They were trapped in darkness. The world was terrorized by the celestial host, until 5 wizards rose up against them. These wizards turned back the invaders and cast a seal over the sky, bringing peace to their world. The Magavander, a title bestowed only upon the strongest mages, is every mage's dream. In his childhood, Will heard tales that the sun and moon are above the skies, and a beautiful sunset turns everything red. Inspired by these stories, Will and his friend Elfaria made a promise to become Magavander and see the sunset together. It was a childish promise, but for Elfaria, it became a reality. She was the youngest ever to earn the Magavander title and left for the top of the tower. As for Will, he is even less than mediocre, a talentless loser in the eyes of many. Yet, he still can't forget about the promise. Despite his lack of magical ability, he is determined to scramble his way to the top and stand beside Elfaria. Back at Professor Werkner's office, he reprimands Will for going to the dungeon's 7th floor solo, without permission. Despite the scolding, there's a silver lining. One confirmed kill earns Will 2 credits. A small victory for Will and his familiar Kiki. Seeing that Will still hasn't given up on becoming Magavander, Werkner explains the challenges ahead. Before even dreaming of such a title, Will needs to advance to the Upper Institute, which requires credits in 3 curricula: writing, spellwork, and praxis. Without magic, earning spellwork credits seems impossible. Yet, Will remain steadfast in his determination. Easing up, Werkner points out a critical deadline. If Will doesn't earn 4 more credits by the end of the week, he won't graduate. Will immediately dives into his notes, searching for 4-credit monsters. Feigning indifference, Werkner casually mentions a type of monster on the 6th floor that could provide the needed credits. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Will couldn't be more thankful. Unbeknownst to them, Sion has been listening in. With a grin, he now knows exactly how to get rid of the talentless loser for good. That evening, Will dives into the dungeon's 6th floor, searching for the Baskerville monster. He had a previous encounter with it that didn't end well, but this time he's better prepared. Meanwhile, Sion is in the same dungeon, plotting to eradicate the Baskerville monster before Will can, and ensuring Will falls short on credits and gets expelled. As Sion prepares to cast a search spell, a huge monster suddenly attacks, sending one of his friends flying and killing him instantly. It's a terrifying being, and another puppet screams in shock, attracting Will's attention. Will immediately dashes towards the scream and finds Sion helplessly firing fire magic at an evil sentinel, a monster worth 10 credits. This monster shouldn't even be on the 6th floor. Sion's magic is useless against it, and as the monster slowly approaches him, Will is torn. His first instinct is to help Sion, but he hesitates, questioning his obligation to save someone who has mocked and bullied him since day one. He closes his eyes, a memory of Ulferia surfacing. She had always told him he was kinder and braver than anyone. With her words echoing in his mind, Vil makes his decision. Just as the evil sentinel is about to kill Sion, Vil dashes in and blocks the attack. Meanwhile, back at the academy, Edward storms into Werkner's office, worryingly announcing that Sion went to the dungeon's 6th floor and pleading for help in locating him with his familiar. Werkner, knowing that Vil is also on the 6th floor, suggests a better method. Vil does well parrying Sentinel's attacks, utilizing his speed to strike him from the sides. Despite their difference in strength, Vil blocks maneuvers around the Sentinel's attacks and slashes through rocks thrown at him, always looking to counterattack from Sentinel's blind spot. Meanwhile, Sion sits helplessly, visibly shaken by the difference between him and Vil. Simultaneously, Kiki streams live footage directly to Werkner's office, leaving Edward astonished by Will's ability. Werkner emphasizes that Vil possesses superhuman strength beyond any mage's capabilities, coupled with keen observational skills that allow him to decipher an enemy's tactics after just one encounter. True, Vil lacks any magical ability, yet in a world where magic dominates, he stands as a unique warrior. Seizing the Sentinel's sword, Vil pierces through its violet laser and swiftly cuts the creature in half. Afterward, he approaches Sion heroically, offering his hand. However, instead of gratitude, Sion is infuriated by Will. Edward shares Sion's infuriation. How can someone devoid of magical talent surpass those who wield it? The next day, Werkner is mad again, but still, evil Sentinel warrants Vil 10 credits. This is a story of a boy who would turn the world on its head. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this.